Thank you to our friends at MasterCard for joining us on Date with DANU. Life is absolutely simple. Sometimes, when you go somewhere, if you don't have these kind of cool facilities, you're counting the cash to give it to someone. You can even get things done when you're not there. You can just give the card and say, hey, just quickly pay for this and come. Because moments are made priceless, all thanks to our friends at MasterCard. Come to know more details by checking out their social handles because they have some amazing offers that they update. So check out their Instagram page for more details on this.
It's time.
No cricket, no cinema, no entertainment can be as strong as politics. And that's the season we are living in right now. Let's speak about politics with a different viewpoint from a younger, vibrant side to what our future should be. Let's speak more on Date with DANU.
Hi, I'm Lihini Fernando, attorney at law by profession and a co-founder of a law firm. I'm a politician, a mother, a career woman, a wife, and also a businesswoman.
Hi, I'm Harshana Rajakaruna. I'm here to go on a date with DANU.
Today, I'm here to talk on Date with DANU about politics and elections 2024. How elections will span in the coming year, what must the voter aspirations be, and how you must make your relevant decisions in the coming election to choose the next leader for Sri Lanka.
I think DANU wanted me to come to have a chat about the elections coming up. So I hope he won't put me in trouble.
And welcome to the show. So we have Harshana and Lihini for the first time. Thank you for being on the show. Lovely having the two of you. Now, we have, World Cup is interesting to the world, but it's not as interesting as Sri Lankan politics for us. US got there this time. They became very close, with a bit of a firing, a little bit of old, very Sri Lankan, I must say. Like they had old people running for elections and there was a gunshot. I was like, wow, they're following our systems. But anyway, let's speak about what is to come this year. Number one, till like last week or week before, we had a doubt about the presidential election even happening in our country, as everything was very hush-hush. And although everyone sort of whispered about it, but nobody spoke. It was never on print, it was never on TV. It was just an illusion. Now we know it's happening. Do we know all the candidates who are going to come forward?
Should I?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me back, DANU.
Started with the boom.
No, I mean, still there are a few more days where the nominations are called for. So we know the main runners. Our candidate is opposition leader Sajid Premadasa. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is also a candidate, and they have announced, another 3 or 4 people have announced, but you have till the 15th of August to announce your candidacy.
Okay. So Lihini comes from a legal background and also you were part of the Municipal Council in Moratuwa. I wanted to ask you, there's a reason why we see a lot of young people leaving our country, and I'm sure you could also pack up your bags and leave, but there's a reason why you're staying back. And somehow, I don't know how you got into this world of politics, but you have worked in it till 2023 until things were dissolved. Tell me, have you ever had ambitions of getting into the parliament?
Yeah, so just to go, first of all, thank you for having me, Dan. Indeed a pleasure to be in conversation with you. So I came into politics back in 2018. So I thought, if you want to be the change, why not you enter? Because I have been a person, an activist talking about injustice outside, but nothing like going into decision-making spheres and, being in that particular platform. On that basis only I entered the local council, and at that time they introduced the 25% quota for women, and women representation in politics is abysmal, and it's appalling, because if you take parliament, it's about about, out of 225, it's just about 12 women. And local council also, it was just, 2% back in the day, until they made it about 25%.
Which is a mandatory amount.
Which is a mandatory, because if women are 52% of the population, it is very important that their voice is heard and they are represented, because even the budgets in this country must be skewed to benefit the population.
Correct.
So on that basis only I entered politics. So been from 2018, initially I was in the UNP, then now I'm in the SJB with Honorable Sajid Premadasa. So the political journey, I would say, for a woman is not easy, is challenging, because a woman plays multiple roles. A career woman, I'm a career woman, a lawyer, plus I have 2 little children, so I have to manage, plus doing all that. Politics in Sri Lanka is a lifestyle. It's not just, women, there's no different way that women can do politics. You have to do it the same way, because that is what the constituent, the voter wants. The voter wants you to be present at their funeral, at their weddings. I mean, Harshana will vouch for it. You mean your grassroots level politics. So it is challenging, but nevertheless, you are in it, so you might as well try. So hopefully, we'll be able to get into parliament at some point.
Now, this whole run in women in parliament, we still hail about the fact that we had the first female prime minister, then we had a female president, blah, blah, blah. We have still moved on. We have not moved on from those 2 things. We are just still talking about it, not actually representing and speaking about a change that is more relevant in today's. How is it for a woman to survive in the political framework? Are you objectified? Are you looked down upon? Are these kind of statements made?
Very much, because politics, I would say, it's a man's world. It is not for women, because it is not designed to give that space to a woman. But I want to say the party that I represent is quite a safe space. SJB is starting from Mr. Sajid Premadasa. I mean, he always speaks about women's rights. I mean, he spoke about sanitary napkins, to women's rights, to creating that safe space for women. So SJB has been that platform for women. But if you take it outside, like, I mean, whilst I was a council member, it is extremely depressing and disappointing. There's a lot of sexist comments that are passed at you. You're objectified because you are a woman, and also when you start talking, they'll view it from a gender angle as opposed to the facts that you present. So it is a problem. I mean, also when you see ministries, how it's allocated, women are given the women and the child's ministry. Why not the economics ministry? Why not the health ministry? Why not foreign affairs? I mean, you don't need to differentiate because you are a woman.
They don't want it organized.
Yeah, you need a meritocratic environment where you give place to people based on their capabilities. I don't think Sri Lanka has gotten there, but I think we're in 2024. You need to look at individuals for their capabilities and qualities and give them their due place as opposed to their gender.
Do you feel Sajid will win this election?
100%. I'm very confident.
What makes you make this statement openly, proudly, and very confidently?
I think, people have realized that we have to give the leadership to a person who you can trust, who has delivered even being in the opposition, who has stuck to his principles, and I don't see anyone else other than Sajid Premadasa.
We'll come back with more. Do stick around. It's one of my fun segments and my favorite segments. It's called Hot Seat on Principle. Welcome back to the show, and this is my favorite segment made possible by our friends at Crystal Luxury Wellness. Big shout out to them in terms of revamping your life, because there are things that really hold you back, because confidence is what really sketches a personality. If you're feeling down about yourself and you're not feeling so confident, visit them. It could be for your mind, body, or soul. It could be for the exterior or for your interior. Whatever it is, Crystal Luxury Wellness has treatments for you. You can now visit their Crown venture. That is where they deal with all types of hair issues.
I know.
You can now visit Crystal Crown and come to know more details about all their latest treatments and programs that they have for you. So thank you so very much to Crystal Luxury Wellness for joining us as our title partners. On with the questions. Right. Now these questions are for the two of you, so you all can answer. A politician you would like to bring back to the parliament. Your options are Ravi K, Duminda Silva, Milinda Morogoda, Ranjan Ramanayaka, Rosi Sananayaka.
Whom are you asking?
Both of you.
Oh.
I'm going to look this way and wait because hard to look at you.
Okay.
I think we need more female
Yeah.
representation. Therefore, I would say Rose Sennaike.
Yeah, my pick would also be Rosie Sennaike.
Your thoughts on Hirunika's arrest and the conditional release?
So, conditional release, it's
Let the
what-
lawyer answer.
It's bail pending appeal is a provision in law. If you are once you are criminally convicted from that particular high court, you can appeal, and once the appeal is being heard, until such time, bail pending appeal is a provision. So she got bail because law says the judgment is being reviewed again. So that on that condition she got bail. So I think if I'm to speak of the law, law should be equal to everybody. If we have committed a crime, we have to pay our sins. It doesn't matter whether you are a politician, whether you are the president, or whether you are down under. Law must be equal to all. So but there is an option that her judgment will be reviewed, and if she's in the eyes of the law, if she has not done it, and if it is in her favor, she will be discharged. So let the law take its course. Sorry. Harshana, you can answer.
Now, as we all know, Damitha, the actress, is very well known in terms of affiliation with SJB. Her alleged involvement in this 3 million scam, do you think it's a political act or not? I just want a yes or no answer.
It's difficult for me to answer because I actually don't know what it was all about. But I mean, let the courts decide that. I think she has a fair chance when it in the eyes of the law. So
Yeah, if she's there's a statement saying you are innocent until proven guilty. So let the facts be stated in court and let the learned judges decide.
If you have to arrest people for 3 million, my God, we will not have a population outside prison. Just saying. A political figure that is currently active that you think needs to retire immediately.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
And Mahinda Rajapaksa.
What would you say is an ideal government? I want names that will fit a president, prime minister, financial minister, and a minister of tourism. If you can have the perfect government.
So I'll start with President Sajid Premadasa.
Finance Minister Harsha De Silva or Iran Vikramaratne.
Prime Minister is obviously our second in line, which is the General Secretary Ranjit Madhumbandar.
We have tourism.
Tourism, probably someone like Harshana Rajakaruna.
Good choice.
Yes.
Did I give another government? No, foreign.
So that's it. 4.
All right. Well done. I'm going to give 2 of you all this gift. We are going to get into a break. We'll see you on the other side. Do stick around. This is Tony Palay, another local brand that's really hailing high, giving genuine, long-lasting shoes. Now, I think Harshana is where it was. But anyway, you can now visit them in Nugegura. If not, you can also check them online because they have all the sizes and designs ranging up to 300 for you to choose from. You can now get it delivered to where you are and enjoy a true Sri Lankan brand that is world-class. I'm telling you when I say it's world-class because they're even contributing to some other countries because that's how good they are. Our friends at Shirtworks joins us on the show. I'm telling you, if you don't have the body like Harshana here, and you find it hard to find those shirts that will fit you, you can now do so at Shirtworks because they will tailor make it for you the way you want to with their very personalized range of shirts that they make customed according to your wish. Now you can also get it done with all your little detailings that you like, choosing fabrics that are available. Now they have this amazing range of Edie's array fabrics for you to choose from. So don't waste time trying to find yourself getting lost in a shirt that doesn't bring out your personality. Go get something done for yourself. Suit up, they say, for all the good occasions. If you have something coming up, you can now get the masters in the trade to help you out. That's at Tux Ceylon. They're located in Colombo 7 and also at One Golf is level 3. You can now enjoy this very personalized treatment when it comes to giving you a finished suit that will really bring out your personality. Choose from a range of fabrics and also designs when you visit them.
It's time.
Thank you to our friends at MasterCard for joining us on Date with DANU. Life is absolutely simple. Sometimes, when you go somewhere, if you don't have these kind of cool facilities, you're counting the cash to give it to someone. You can even get things done when you're not there. You can just give the card and say, hey, just quickly pay for this and come. Because moments are made priceless, all thanks to our friends at MasterCard. Come to know more details by checking out their social handles because they have some amazing offers that they update. So check out the Instagram page for more details on this. All right. Talking about priceless moments, I really want to know, what would you say is a priceless moment that Sri Lanka should experience or could experience?
A day that we don't have racism in this country, a day that we can be proud as Sri Lankans.
A day where politicians can resolve issues without looking at things from a party angle, but looking at things from a people's perspective, where issues can be, everything does not need a political angle.
Good. Thank you. I wanted to ask, hypothetically, this government that you wish for does come to life. Can there be a time where we as a small country just end up with 2 parties in the parliament? Now we have around 70 parties.
I don't think it should be like that. I mean, when it's fully fledged democracy, you should be able to have different political parties, and having many political parties in parliament is not a bad thing.
Yeah, the wider the representation, because that is a sign of democracy where you give a voice for different communities. So yeah, I don't think it is the parties that are the issue. It's just that we have not been able to derive a certain policy to drive the country in the right direction. That has been the issue, because I mean, you see governments changing, policies
and then
changing.
Immediately policy changes with it.
Yeah.
But would that ever be stopped? Do you think that could be ever reformed?
The biggest problem is, Danu, who we are voting for.
Yeah.
Right? People have to vote for the right people to be in parliament, and so that they can do a job.
But how do you convince the people to choose the right? Because people tend to, 1, forget. Number 2, very quickly get blindsided by a small treat, like a lunch packet or a 5,000
So that's
rupee.
the thing. So they have to take that responsibility. Come on, you're voting for your representation, right? You know, it's, people have to change. People have to change. And it's, I always say that Parliament is a sample of the population.
Yeah.
Right? Unless people change, Parliament won't change. Parliamentarians don't change. So, people have to really change.
But how do you educate the masses? Like, we can sit here and talk,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, for for decisions that are beneficial to the country, for it to be represented in the parliament and for it to showcase in the development of this country, you need to have even the person who is in the most far off area of Sri Lanka, who does not have any source of information but just fed through with whatever people promise him, needs to have that opinion to make that call. How do you create, because I don't know whether media can push as much as you can, but providing that information, shouldn't there be like isn't there a way that you can create a system where the communities will understand the power of their vote?
So now we are in election era, right? So it is important that the people understand the difference between the parties. It's not just about listening to political rhetoric or the sensation that is out there. It's not about mocking the leader, other party, or creating a meme, laughing at it, singing a song. That is not politics. You need to understand what are these parties offering, what are these leaders offering, what is their ideology. If they come into power, what is the policy that they are going to drive? Now, for example, if I talk in SJB's context, where we promote market economies, we promote social democracy, we say governance should be in an empathetic manner. You need to understand the sensitivities of the people. As much as we are in IMF program, as much as you need to tick the IMF boxes, you need to understand that those indices, how it's going to contribute, how it's going to affect the day-to-day individual, the citizen in our country. Now, if you take the cost of living is unprecedented, but if you see the government matrix, they are saying, okay, inflation has come down, we have got all these, IMF is very happy, but then the ground level people, how are they surviving? It is not just about giving a 5,000 here, a rice bag here. That is not, it is not politics, it's an overall policy. So people must look at these things, and also people must look at the political party, the composition of the party, the team, who is there to lead, who will be your finance minister, do they talk, do they know what they are talking. I mean, it is easy for you to come and say, look, okay, when we are in power, we will put these people inside jail, we will end corruption. I mean, you need to understand the legal system in this country. Whatever they are saying, can it be done practically? Correct. And you need to understand, you are also, as much as people blame the politician, you got to blame the government servant as well. They too are responsible for this fiasco we are in. So, people must understand all these things and make their decision. It's not just about, going and protesting, and this 2024 election is not a protest vote, DANU. I'm sure Harshana would agree. It's not a protest vote. It's about choosing your next leader, who will be a national leader, who can bring all races, all religions together, who can bridge the north and the south, who will understand the sentiments of the people, yet drive the country in a scientific manner. So you need a leader like that.
My question, now everyone here, especially there's a conversation in everyone's mind, if there is a presidential change, this whole IMF deal might collapse and we might have another issue that we have to get through to keep the country afloat. Is it a statement that we need to be worried about?
No, the SJB, we are the ones who first told the government, the then government who didn't want to go with the IMF, we are the ones who suggested, we are the one who pushed them to get into the IMF deal. And no, we will have conversations, we will work with the IMF, we have given that undertaking, and also we will make sure that we negotiate the terms, and we have clearly told, because I was one of the members who had discussions with the IMF when the opposition leaders committee, and we had about 3-4 meetings with the IMF delegation, and we have very clearly said, and which they have also accepted, that they are open for discussion when we want to change some of the conditions. And we have openly told the IMF, and we have openly told the country also, that we believe that these taxes are way too high, for example. And there are so many other places that we can change for the sake of the population. So
and there won't be anything that affects, for me, end of the day, I want to just go to Piliandala, live my life, come back and record this show the next time without having to like wait in a petrol shed for like 17 hours. These are the problems that we face up to here. You all know the larger picture.
Yeah.
We only see the picture up to here because that's all affecting us. So this whole IMF going back and we falling back into a pit, that is something that the country is talking about.
So let's go back. Why did we have the petrol crisis? We didn't have dollars. Why did we not have dollars? Because it was complete economic mismanagement, excessive currency printing. Then Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa cutting down the taxes. We lost about 650 billion into the economy. So it's complete economic mismanagement, and we lost our reserves, and we couldn't even buy a fuel ship. I mean, it led to that. But when I want to say in 2015, when the Yahapalanaya government, when Mangala Samaravira was the finance minister and when Iran Vikramaratne was the state minister, when they left reserves, US 7.5 billion worth of reserves. They left when they, so I mean the economy was not in shambles at that point. It was a complete wrong policy. But now the country, there's an IMF program, which the SJB will continue with certain negotiations. So we will not go into an era of that nature under an SJB government. And people must understand, the political rhetoric, they are coming and saying, do you want to be in the gas queue again? Hence we will, please give your vote to so and so. No, it will not go to that, because we can guarantee we have the team to lead and who understand the economics and who will govern the country in the right direction in a scientific manner.
I just have to say, rhetoric is a word I've learned from Mrs. Ajit. We need to get into a break. We'll see you on the other side. Tony Palay, another local brand that's really hailing high, giving genuine, long-lasting shoes. Now, I think Harshana is wearing one. But anyway, you can now visit them in Nugegura. If not, you can also check them online because they have all the sizes and designs ranging up to 300 for you to choose from. You can now get it delivered to where you are and enjoy a true Sri Lankan brand that is world-class. I'm telling you when I say it's world-class because they're even contributing to some other countries because that's how good they are. Our friends at Shirtworks joins us on the show. I'm telling you, if you don't have the body like Harshana here, and you find it hard to find those shirts that will fit you, you can now do so at Shirtworks because they will tailor make it for you the way you want to with their very personalized range of shirts that they make customed according to your wish. Now you can also get it done with all your little detailings that you like, choosing fabrics that are available. Now they have this amazing range of ED's array fabrics for you to choose from. So don't waste time trying to find yourself getting lost in a shirt that doesn't bring out your personality. Go get something done for yourself. Suit up, they say, for all the good occasions. If you have something coming up, you can now get the masters in the trade to help you out. That's at Tuck Ceylon. They're located in Colombo 7 and also at One Golf is level 3. You can now enjoy this very personalized treatment when it comes to giving you a finished suit that will really bring out your personality. Choose from a range of fabrics and also designs when you visit them.
It's time.
Welcome back to the show. This is a date with DANU, an election special, let's put it that way. Now we are in the zone and we wanted to speak about what are the optics out there and how we can see a country reform itself and see the progress that we can all have as citizens. The hope and the faith to dream, to make those dreams a reality. Those are things that we as citizens of a country look out for. And for that, we just need a stable government where we don't hero worship them, but we hold them responsible. And that's the most important thing. Here, there's a celebrity status given to members of parliament. A selfie is nice to take, but not for somebody who you voted, because they work for you. That's my policy. Example. But tell me about the youth. Now, young people getting a chance to shine was one of the reasons, was not allowed. And that's one of the reasons why the UMP sort of had to break as a party, and one of the oldest party, and became, part of it became SJB. Now, young people having the freedom to take decisions, to hold ministries that will actually benefit the country is something that we had issues with. Can you all elaborate on that? And now how would the SJB work in this framework? Because most of you are young, no? Still?
The reason that we broke away from the UMP is, DANU, that the whole country was expecting a change in the UMP leadership. And UMP didn't evolve, UMP didn't change. For example, when I was schooling, the leader of the UMP was Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, when my child is schooling, still the leader of the UMP is Ranil Wickremesinghe. And that proved by the last parliamentary election, where not a single seat was won, and only one seat was given from the national.
Yes.
That was the reason. And yes, when it comes to, I believe the SJB, the leader, and when you look at the group, we are relatively young. Sajid Premadasa in his mid-50s, I think it's a great thing to have our next president in 50s. We haven't had one in decades. And if you look at our parliamentary group, relatively, I think we have young parliamentarians. And as a party, we encourage young people to come and get involved in politics. Some would want to contest. We have a youth group, we have a young professionals organization. So not everybody would want to get into politics and contest, but we give that opportunity to get involved in politics, and we encourage the young.
Yeah, I think it's important that more young people get into politics, because we are all political animals, they say, and there is politics in us. Our life is politicized, everything in this country is politicized. So it is important that youth also understand this, that they are not just about to be a keyboard warrior behind, typing all that on social media, but how do you actively get involved? Now, the saddest part in Sri Lanka is that the political structure is designed in such a way that it's difficult for anyone to enter into politics, because to run an election you need a machinery, the money, the finances. Yes, there is campaign finance regulation, but it is not properly regulated as a declaration. So there are a lot of things that that needs to come into place, but even to fix it you need new people, fresh people who can challenge the status quo. So it is important, youth of this country, as much as you consider other careers, consider politics also to be a career. So together we will change this, and I think we are in a social media world, we are in a digitalized environment. So you no longer have to do politics the conventional way you did politics. There is social media, you can do politics, but you need to take that challenge and take a step forward, which is difficult, because when you are a politician you no longer have your private life, your life becomes public. You are answerable to the people of this country. You are you are a front face. At anybody, your politician does something wrong, you are under scrutiny. But you should be able to navigate all that. For example, you take the Aragale when it happened, you saw fresh thinking there. you saw people, the youth
Before
coming.
it got corrupted.
Yeah, before it was driven by a political agenda. I mean, you could see the young coming and talking different narratives. The Sri Lanka they hoped to have wanted. There was no racism there. All races, how they worked together. I mean, if you really look at there were a lot of solutions to Sri Lanka's issues at that platform. But sadly, it was taken in a different direction. But that is the sentiment. So I think it is important next parliamentary election, local council election, provincial council election, that youth step forward, and also political parties to give nominations to the young. SJB we have a 25% quota for the youth, which we signed off back in the day. So yes.
Asset declaration is something that members of parliament are not willing to do, or even if they do, even if they don't do, they have to pay a fine of like 2,500 rupees, and then they can just. Would this be ever brought into a system where asset declaration is required?
As far as I know, it's already there.
Yeah,
And
it is, but
no,
there's also a fine when you don't show it.
Yeah, but when I asked the General Secretary of Parliament whether most of them give, as far as I know, majority, I think almost all, I wouldn't say, they have to, and they have done it. So asset declaration is done. Just that to make it public is the question mark. So people are talking about whether it should be public, whether it should be a public document or not. It might, for privacy, for that's an argument that we need to take forward.
And also there's a campaign finance regulation that is being brought in. So in this election, that will take precedence, and the candidates must declare their sources of funding
For the
campaign and how it comes after the election. So there is a regulation on it.
Amazing. It's time for a break. We'll see you after. Tony Palay, another local brand that's really hailing high, giving genuine, long-lasting shoes. Now, I think Harshana is where it was. But anyway, you can now visit them in Nugegura. If not, you can also check them online because they have all the sizes and designs ranging up to 300 for you to choose from. You can now get it delivered to where you are and enjoy a true Sri Lankan brand that is world-class. I'm telling you when I say it's world-class because they're even contributing to some other countries because that's how good they are. Our friends at Shirtworks joins us on the show. I'm telling you, if you don't have the body like Harshana here, and you find it hard to find those shirts that will fit you, you can now do so at Shirtworks because they will tailor make it for you the way you want to with their very personalized range of shirts that they make customed according to your wish. Now you can also get it done with all your little detailings that you like, choosing fabrics that are available. Now they have this amazing range of Edie's Array fabrics for you to choose from. So don't waste time trying to find yourself getting lost in a shirt that doesn't bring out your personality. Go get something done for yourself. Suit up, they say, for all the good occasions. If you have something coming up, you can now get the masters in the trade to help you out. That's at Tuck Ceylon. They're located in Colombo 7 and also at One Golf is level 3. You can now enjoy this very personalized treatment when it comes to giving you a finished suit that will really bring out your personality. Choose from a range of fabrics and also designs when you visit them.
It's time.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking about policies and new thinking. corruption is one of the biggest problems that our country is facing. It has been the reason why we went penniless. And first, let's speak about the current state. Now, they say that per capita is on a good level right now.
GDP.
GDP?
No.
No? Okay. Where do you think we should be and where are we right now?
So, the thing is, the biggest problem is corruption for our growth. That we have to accept. Not only organizations and people in Sri Lanka, even the international community has suggested that. So, what we need to do is somehow eradicate corruption, and that will obviously increase growth, hence increase per capita also. So, I mean, corruption is not an easy thing to completely eradicate. But however, it's a duty of the government to make sure that we have these institutions independent and also give the fullest support and the political will. That's the main thing. You can have all these institutions. We have a bribery commission. We have the attorney generals. But if government or if the politicians are interfering, right, with the attorney generals, with the bribery commission, they are not going to get their job done. So it's that political will that needs, and I believe that Sajith Premadasa, our leader, our candidate, will definitely not interfere with these independent institutions, and that whether that is happening now, no, because we have seen the Attorney General's Department having, I think, about 40 cases taken back. Same with the bribery, but nobody is talking about it. The government, the current government, I mean, as the opposition, we are talking about it, but the government is not doing anything else. So its political will is a must.
Now, currently we are going through this issue of having a person to lead the police force, and we are having videos on social media with alleged accusations of drugs being put into people's hands. Why do you think these things do take place?
I would say it's a lawlessness in this country. I mean, the mindset of the citizens of this country, they think, you can do anything and get away with anything. I mean, it's starting from the top, if you do anything wrong, you don't have the fear of that you will be convicted at some point. So, you have the notion that, you can get away with anything. So, that is one of the reasons why we see so much of corruption in this country. I mean, you don't fear the law. The law enforcement authorities, though you say that they are independent, they do not act independently. There is political interference that takes place from the IGP to, certain key positions. Can they act independently is a question. So, I mean, as he said earlier, it is important that the leader who is on top has the political will to drive the country in a corrupt-free environment. Now, for example, now one of the main allegations is bring our stolen money back into the country. So, there is a stolen asset recovery initiative that can be initiated. For that, you need to pass the relevant regulations. So, there is a Proceeds of Crime Act that needs to be brought in. So,
but would that act being brought in, do you think it will still bring the money back?
No. So, you bring the first step is you bring the legislature. Then you must empower the authorities to act. You must independently, so without interfering, now for example, if the Supreme Court gives a decision, then from the executive onto the legislature, they must abide by the decision and not go back and question, what authority does the judiciary have. I mean, that's not how it works, So, from the top itself, you must give that leadership. Then only, people will also understand that you cannot take a bribe, taking a bribe is wrong. I mean, and also the other thing is the system. The system in this country does not facilitate to provide that efficient service to the people. Now, for example, you take the municipal council, if you go to, you take the garbage cleaning initiative. I mean, can you get your garbage cleaned without giving a bribe? Can you go to the municipal council and get your plans approved without giving a bribe? I mean, you don't, if the system is clear, if there is e-governance, e-government, if there is transparency and accountability, if there is a scientific manner in how the government should operate, I mean, you can bring in technology, you can bring in digitalization. If these things can be brought in, you know, you eliminate the corruption cycle. Here the human interference is such that we itself have created that bureaucratic environment that people do not want to navigate out of it. So, I think, you know, if you are to take Sri Lanka out of this system, you need a complete overhaul. That is why people are calling about system change. So, you need a complete overhaul. You need a leader who will see things differently and who can bring a different perspective to the table. So, from the top itself, that thinking must be driven.
Do you feel currently we are still governed by the regime that was thrown out with the Aragalaya?
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I mean, the reason that people came out during Aragalaya is not only to get rid of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. It was that team and the system.
Yeah.
But what has happened is they got rid of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The same old Pohotua members of 134 members voted for Ranil Wickremesinghe, and the people who were thrown out were brought back, and now they are in a better position than in when Gotabaya Rajapaksa was there. So there's absolutely no difference at all.
So there is always this conversation that happens that SJB and the leader was offered the chance to be the Prime Minister at that time or to take over, but there was a delay in the response. Why was that?
No, I was there in those meetings, so there was absolutely no delay. We went and had few meetings where we negotiated. So what people wanted is a system change. What people wanted was not only to get rid of Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the executive presidency and so on. So we were negotiating, and it didn't take more than 2 days. But they were always confident of Ranil Wickremesinghe because they knew that they will be protected by Ranil Wickremesinghe more than Sajid Premadasa. So though they were negotiating with us, they had already selected. So it is absolutely a lie where Sajid Premadasa was hiding away, or when they say that they didn't take that challenge. It's absolutely not true.
Do you think he had what it takes at that time to bring the country out of the situation that we were in?
100%. Not only him. We had a great team. We still, I think this SJB has the best team. So that's why.
And we would have negotiated the IMF agreement far better, and the conditions would have been far more transparent. People of this country would have known what, taxes of this nature, it will not be imposed in this kind. I mean, now if you look at it now, if you take the revenue, half of government revenue comes from taxes. I mean, that is, you are milking the people. People are paying exorbitant rents. Is it fair? But what about the alternative sources of income? Nobody is talking about it. I mean, yes, we have tourism, tea, coconut, rubber, apparel, migrant workers. Is that all? What about alternative source of income? What has Mr. Wickremesinghe done right now to bring in any alternative source of income? Nothing. I mean, can you bring your growth indices purely on taxes? And also, we are not paying debt. Nobody is paying debt in this country. I mean, we have unprecedented level of debt. Now, once you start paying the debt, then this whole equation is going to change. So I think that's what I'm saying. People in this country need to understand what is actually being said. Is it the truth?
Whew. Time for a break. Tony Palay, another local brand that's really hailing high, giving genuine, long-lasting shoes. Now, I think Harshana is where it was. I think so. But anyway, you can now visit them in Nugegura. If not, you can also check them online because they have all the sizes and designs ranging up to 300 for you to choose from. You can now get it delivered to where you are and enjoy a true Sri Lankan brand that is world-class. I'm telling you when I say it's world-class because they're even contributing to some other countries because that's how good they are. Our friends at Shirtworks joins us on the show. I'm telling you, if you don't have the body like Harshana here, and you find it hard to find those shirts that will fit you, you can now do so at Shirtworks because they will tailor make it for you the way you want to with their very personalized range of shirts that they make customed according to your wish. Now you can also get it done with all your little detailings that you like, choosing fabrics that are available. Now they have this amazing range of Edie's array fabrics for you to choose from. So don't waste time trying to find yourself getting lost in a shirt that doesn't bring out your personality. Go get something done for yourself. Suit up, they say, for all the good occasions. If you have something coming up, you can now get the masters in the trade to help you out. That's at Tuck Ceylon. They're located in Colombo 7 and also at One Golf is level 3. You can now enjoy this very personalized treatment when it comes to giving you a finished suit that will really bring out your personality. Choose from a range of fabrics and also designs when you visit them.
It's time.
Welcome back to the show, and it's our final segment. Now, you would have heard a word debt. We have only been speaking about tax that we have been talking about. But we have a debt coming our way that's going to really eat us alive. And that starts in 2028, 3 years away from where we are right now. What is this debt and what are we looking at?
So,
We can't get out of it now?
no, in the sense we have two forms, a local debt and a foreign debt. So now we have negotiated and come to a domestic debt restructuring program, and a foreign debt restructuring program is on the way. So as far as the foreign debt and the local debt, we will have to pay them back. It's just going to be restructured only.
Okay.
So
but we have to still pay.
We still have to pay.
If it's not us, at least our kids will have to pay.
No,
we are paying.
I'm sure we all will have to pay.
We are in the cursed generation. Cursed. We saw the war, the tsunami, the corruption, every blooming thing we have seen. We are never living
Bankruptcy.
the life. Yes.
Bankruptcy, Easter bomb.
Easter
Yeah,
bomb.
everything. We saw it all. Okay, tell us more. Good news.
So it's after 2028 that we'll have to pay our debt. So for these few years we have a debt relief, and so it's not going to be easy. So we will have to make sure that we have a strong economy by then, so that we can whatever the money that we earn as a government revenue can adjust to not only our requirement, domestic other requirements, but also to pay off our debt.
Yeah.
The central bank is still not an independent party in our country. Do you think it can ever get there? Would that be one of the
They
cities?
act as
Ah,
the central bank, the act they have brought in, and then through that they have brought in the regulation to make sure that central bank is an independent.
and when would that be implemented?
It is in place.
Ah, it is in place
in
right
place.
now.
So that means like what you saw, the unprecedented level of money printing,
Yes.
that kind of thing will not happen again.
Oh, okay. So that has been brought in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Now, hope for Sri Lanka is something that we are all looking at, and we have lost a lot of people. No, we have at least had over 3,000, 4,000 people who migrated, educated, smart, young, who can give back to this country. Do you think the rest who are here, they can have hope?
I believe so. I not only hope for the people who are here, I hope that, you know, even the people who migrated would realize that this is a better country to live in. I mean, you're always a second-class citizen when you go abroad. I've studied abroad, and I've always wanted to come back. And yes, we need, as a government, we need to have that environment. And I believe that the future is bright, and I believe that a government led by Sajid Premadasa will bring that environment and the confidence for people to live in Sri Lanka.
Social media memes are something that we are very good at it. Like, I can do a show and leave, the next day I have a meme. And yeah, so it for me, for the job that we do in entertainment, it gives us more views. But how does it work when it's political? When there are memes about, you know, the language that he speaks, to the type of things that he does, it all becomes, you know, what is your take on it? And is it something that party should concentrate on, or is it something, really, please, that's not our problem?
I think, you know, 2019 we saw a complete different culture of memes and mockery to songs to, you know, ridiculing up individual, breaking their complete personality. But, you know, people of this country also must understand, you know, there's more to it. You need to understand what the person brings to the table. Politics is that. It's not just about ridiculing, it's not just about, you know, short-term humor. But, you know, your leader, you need to understand that person as an individual. So I think, you know, people of this country must delve into the ideologies and the policies. And also answering your earlier question, I mean, if you take Sri Lanka, I think this is a fantastic island. I mean, I don't think we as a country have even understood what our competitive advantage as a nation. So there is so much more.
Our ancestors did.
Our ancestors did, and but I don't think for the past so many years, from 2005 onwards, I don't think Sri Lanka was led in the right direction. It was all about, you know, what can the country give me versus what can I give back to the country. I don't think people in this country, their knowledge, it was not harnessed properly. So I think, you know, you need a leader, you need a team who has a love for the country and genuinely love the country and genuinely love the people, and who will want to do something. I mean, what you talk in political stages versus having the capability to do it is something completely different. So I think, you know, we need to understand the leader who can deliver it all, and, you know, and also the team. I think this nation is a fantastic nation if it's led by the right people. They will be able to bring foreign revenue, resolve all these issues, and also bring in competitive sources of revenue, and not just that, give value to the humanness, humanity. We've lost our humanity. We've lost respect for who is a Sri Lankan, who is a citizen. Am I loved? Am I appreciated in this country? Or am I just, in my own country, am I a third-class citizen? These are factors that, you know, we need to think which leader will give you that. I can confidently say that our leader is an empathetic leader who understands the value of being an opposition leader. He still has done to the people of this country. Not just, you know, promoting him per se, but, you know, these are the factors that the youth of this country also must see and make a wise choice.
Originally, SJB majority being a UMP party, do you think there'll ever be a time when both parties merge?
When Sajid Premadasa wins this election, I'm confident that we can take over the UMP, and why not?
On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you for being here. Absolutely amazing talking to the two of you, and thanks for being so transparent with the answers. I'm very happy that you guys made it on the show, and let's all wish for a country that we can all be proud of. That's the only thing that we need. And yeah, I'll see you soon with another episode of